All right, let's do a forward look on the market for this coming week. It is options expiration, so we'll keep that in mind for any pinning. Last week, we did see this imbalance here get filled. I was looking for that. If you recall, we went long down here, and this is what we were looking for, was for a pop back up to this imbalance. I'd still like to get this imbalance filled, but what we really need is a clear above this high right here to get running again. This will be our 393.16 level. Break above that, we'll target this imbalance here. This will be the gap fill to 401.44. So we'll run this liquidity, get here. I've already began my positioning to go short. I am in some UVXY September calls as well as some August puts. Now, the worst case scenario for me would be to run these levels, which I don't see us doing that. But if we were to break above the 393.18, we would target this gap fill, and then we'd look to push these highs. 422.85 would be your price target. If you're bear, you would look for a 388.69 rejection. As you saw throughout the week, our point of control was 375, and we really did struggle at that 388 level. So we would look for this to reject, return back down to point of control. And then an ultimate bear thesis, what I'm looking for is for the swing low to be taken out. Next Discord request is GameStop. So for GameStop, we had we had some news drop after hours after the split was announced, and then we kind of retraced some of our gains, but it held strong. So we're looking at our last 20-day hourly point of control is at 128.49, and our yearly has switched now. So remember, point of control was right at the 150. We're at the yearly point of control. Lower value area is 113.44. We have tapped that a few times. If we can break above this swing high right here, take out these buy stops, and clear this overhead supply here right at the 150 area, if we can clear that, we will be off to the races to the 204.61 price target. In the interim for this week, I'd like to see the 128.53 hold. If we were to lose that, we would be targeting this 119.78 level and then this swing low down here at 113.37. I'm curious if I bring this in just for the weekly. We do have this gap fill down here, right? So we'll keep that in mind if we were to lose this level. UVXY. So our yearly lower value area is 1198, and our point of control is 1625. Our upper value area is 1954. What we would like to see, since I'm personally leaning bearish on SPY, right? I'm looking for 1371 to get taken out as we proceed to 1477. That's what I'm looking for. Clear 1477. I'm targeting this imbalance here, right? Take out this area, run this liquidity, and overhead supply would be up here at the 1703, 1719 level. Okay, if in a crash-ish situation, we would be targeting this 1954 level, which is why I have the 20 calls. I was going to go down to the 14 strike, but I wanted a little more for my money for the risk that I was taking on. ARK, so Kathy got some love this week, right? Bounced and broke away from point of control, which was 41.21, running these buy stops here, looking to mitigate this candle. If we can take out this swing high here, right, which is the 52.71 area. If we can take out 52.71, we do have some overhead supply at 64.88, and then we'll be targeting the upper value area 74.17. What I'd like to see from a bear perspective is I would like to see 46.09 break and then come back down to the 41.34 level, right? Now you can play ARK calls or you can play SARK puts if you're leaning bullish. If you're leaning bearish, you would do the inverse of that. But 46.09 then down to 41.34 and look to see if this low down here holds, which would be like the 38.52 level. Back to Google again. So Google, really solid week right down here. We tapped into the lower value area, right down here, and then broke through the upper value area. So it's in an interesting spot here because we have we have the lower value area at 25.24 on the yearly. We look at all this liquidity here, right? This area. And you could see price wick up into here and then maybe tap this lower value area and then proceed back down. That's what I think it's trying to do. But if I was playing the upside, I would simply, I personally would stay away from the upside on this. I mean, you might be able to grab 100 points if it can gain some momentum, but it left some areas down here that, you know, just don't look that great for me. My lower area that I would be targeting would be a break of this low, which is 23.38. Break here. I'm going to be targeting the 26.67 level, right? So that's our upper value area in the last 2 weeks, and then there's some decent supply here, which may serve as support at 22.40, but then back down to that point of control at 21.41, and ultimately, if leaning for new yearly lows, you'd be targeting that area. We'll get rid of these boxes, but that's what I would be looking for. Have a request for HDHT, so this looks alright. I mean, we're back above the yearly 200 SMA. Broke away from point of control, heading up to this upper value area. We do have this imbalance here. This right here would be a decent fair value gap, which price is in. So I'd like, if I'm bullish, I'd like to stay above the 200 SMA, and I'd like to see it come up and challenge this 45.65 level. Now, in the short term, the run that it just had, I would need it to hold at least 37.99, and if it were to lose 37.99, the floor kind of falls out in the short term. I'd be looking for 34.56, and then back to the yearly point of control at 33.38. BABA's next. So for BABA, it's above the 200 SMA. That's always good. Above the yearly point of control. Next price target for it would be to run this imbalance here. See this area? I'd run that right up to the upper value area, 149.29. And if she can break above this overhead supply, this is way out there, but we just saw what snow did last week. It would be about the 167 range. So fill in this gap fill, get above this 167 range, you're off to the races, right? You have all of these stops you can run. Here, there, up into this range. Not bad. Now, if I was bearish, what I would be looking for, look at this price delivery here, this down candle, okay? If I'm bearish, I'm looking for price to trade in this range, which is the 127 to right about 121. I'm looking for it to trade in this range, but not take out this high. If that's the case, I'd be targeting the 116.57, and then I'd be targeting the 105.13, and then down into the 176 level. And I would be aiming to see if this low could get taken out 97.58. Now, that's a 21 point drop, but just levels to keep in mind. Roblox is next. Now, this one had a nice bounce. Look at this. We have the lower value area at 21.65, bounce, come back in, test it again, test point of control, right? Break through. Test, set, right? So it went from 32.13 to 41.25, or from 21.65 off the lows. Next price target for this would be this imbalance. And it kind of wicked into it, so I'd be watching this overhead supply right here, right? So I really wanted to reclaim and run out these stops here and here, okay? So break through that area, we're going up to 200 SMA, the 63.95. Okay, I'd like to see price break through it, come back down, test it, sit on it, give it a period of consolidation, then go up to the $80.68 range. Now, again, pretty far-fetched. It was a heck of a run it had last week. So we went from the 23.38 level, which was, that low was created on the 16th. Right? So from the 16th to now, prices shot up crazy. I'd look for a retracement down to 36.94, then back down to 34.73, which is a perfect range to fill out this candle right here. Okay, look for, price might shoot under it a little bit, but then I'd look for it to hold on that if remaining bull. APRN had some solid price action from $2.27 to $4.67. That's a hefty move right there. So you can see that these stops were, well, this is a high of 530 and this is a high of 504. So these have not been ran, as well as it looks like the next area of supplies here. So this area where the 200 SMA is at $6.04 is your imbalance. That's a nice spot for price to make its push to. And then you're going to look to see if price can come down to this 406, consolidate, and accept, right? So you're still going to need, this could be a short covering pop, but you're still going to need to see proof that, you know, the market accepts it trading at these levels. So, but a break above the 656 level, and then you're going to target this high here of 857, and you're going to look to see if you can return to this 1276. Bear thesis, lose 465. You're going to target these lows, this imbalance here at 416. See if the supply holds right here at 375 and then down to 331. Okay. Walmart is next. So this chart's all jacked up. You can see where I shorted it. I covered too early. But so yearly point of control is 142.67. It's currently trading almost $20 below that. And the first thing that jumps out to me is this candle right here. Look how this one came down and filled in half of it. You know, that's just something nice to notice when you're trading. If you get a mega candle like this, don't chase. You can generally enter on a 50% retracement on this. But anyway, so I'd be looking for price to either take out this 126.61 level and continue to move up and head to the 135.42, and mitigate this, right? But if price can't do that, I'd be targeting the 123.51 level and then 121.85. And then if it can pierce through there, I'd be looking at 118.22. Right now, 117.27 was the low from this gap down. So it is more likely to see a return to the 135 if the market can remain intact. I have a request for an over-the-counter name. It is AMYZF. I believe this is like Allison Transmissions, or I mean, I don't know. But we can take a look at the chart, see what it's telling us. The yearly, not so much. I'd like to come out a little bit. So, I mean, I could tell you it looks like price is just going to follow what it has been doing, and then it's looking like it's looking for the 1689, you know, range. This isn't going to tell me much down here on the hourly. So if I was playing this looking for a breakout, I'd be looking for prices below this area. This is an important level outside of your point of control. So that is your 44-cent range, right? And right now it's at 39 cents. I really would need price to be above 44 cents before I even thought about being bullish. Or I'd look for, you know, some form of a structure shift on this. So a structure shift would take place if you could, even reclaiming the 200 SMA doesn't do it. I'd be looking for 55 cents. Break above 55 cents, retrace back down to the 44-cent. Make sure the price is being accepted, and then you could look for $1. But I mean, it just looks like price is gonna drop by 55% from here. Riot is the next one. Let's jump this back down to the yearly, right? We've been buying commons in this name for a little while. Actually, I want to see the 2-year on this. So, Riot is right back to its point of control and price is accepting it. That's what you want to see. So what would be some levels we're targeting? Well, no, 629, right? I need to see price trade above 629, and then we could target this level, right? I would like to see price take out these candles, which is the $10 range, which, yeah, that's asking for a lot. But if it can take out this range, come back down, show some signs of life, then I'd be targeting the 200 SMA. Let's get back above 1907, and then we could target 35.49. Now, Riot is going to go when Bitcoin goes, and I lean bearish on Bitcoin as well because I'm bearish on the market. I think we have a little bit more to go. Chewy. So, Chewy did exactly what we thought it could last time I reviewed it. I said we were targeting 59.79 range, and I think when we looked at it, it was like not even 30. So, kind of mad I missed that. I didn't play this at all. But on the yearly, what are we seeing? So, yearly point of control is right around this 43.60 level. We're at 44.13, right? Off of this mega move. I do like that this move came up and it tried to fade it. It retraced this candle here, right? Retraced it, accepted, leg up. So now we're at a fair price value. What would I be looking for? Why are we targeting the 59.79 level after reclaiming the 200 SMA? Now, it could fall, and the bear thesis for this would be take out. First of all, you're looking for a retrace of this candle here. That needs to be retraced. So you'd be targeting this imbalance right around 42.18, right? And then if this low is taken out, you'd be targeting 37.95 as your next downturn. I don't know if it sees this 28.86 again. This looks like it left a little gap behind, so I'd be looking for this to get filled on a down move. PDD. Okay, so what are we looking here? Well, we are at the 60.79 right now, which is good. I mean, that's point of control. That's nice acceptance. Look at this price displacement down here, right? I mean, these are some pretty big drops. There's good volume behind them, right? So, I mean, just looking at this, I would have said that price would reach for the 70.39, and it came to 68.81. So this was my original target on it. Was looking to see if this could get filled. Because look at this imbalance in this area. But it's not looking like price is going to do that. So if I was playing probabilities here, I'd be looking for a return down to this level right here, which is 51.06. So take out this 51.06, possibly retest the 42.02 level, and then maybe continue up to this level. But if SPY wants to go for 400, this would be my target on PDD. Roku is next. So Roku, whoa, look at all these lines. So with Roku, I really need to say 88.58 continue to hold. If it can hold that, I'd be targeting right about this 97.90 level. 97.83, yeah. Look for a break above 97.83. I'm targeting this swing high right here of 101.42. Look at that price displacement. Boom. Not good. And actually, this creates a fair value gap, right? From here to here. Price wicks back in, comes in again, doesn't accept it. So, 101.42 is going to be a level for it. Break above 101.42, I mean, there's a ton of buy-side liquidity here. Look at all of these stops that it can run. So I'd be targeting the 200 SMA at 172.25 and then 236.44 if it ever goes back there again. Kathy's in shambles. TSM is next. So I'm targeting, I need 80.15 to hold. If it can't hold, going for this imbalance right here. Look at this. Left all that behind. I'll be looking for this to fill. If you guys can hear my dogs, I'm sorry about that, by the way. If it can fill that, then I'd be targeting swing low. In a bull scenario, I'd be targeting 85.41. Need to reclaim that if semis can get going. And then that would give us a little bit of a structure shift above this level here. That is 85.58. We can break above that, retrace it a little bit, then I'd be targeting 97.98, and then up to the 200 SMA at 108.35, then 118.34. Now it has its work cut out for it, but like all these charts that have been on a downtrend, there's a lot of liquidity up here. You know, people have stops here, here, all over. And actually, this candle here, it did retrace 50%, which was a good entry to go short. But if you begin running this 97, 98 level, that would be my target, right? I'd really be looking for that 103 range to, possibly show some stronger pressure to go south. Apple's next, and it's actually the last one. So for Apple, look at this dark pool print. This is why you mark your charts, right? It's not, oh, if price is trading below it, I'm going to go incredibly short. But it's nice to see the levels of importance here, right? Look at this displacement, then candle right back up, right? Now this is a 1. This is an inside bar. But that's good price action off of a dark pool print, right? Because price comes back up, taps it, tries it again, and I said, nah, we going higher. So now we're back up to the yearly point of control. Now, if you missed this move down and then this move down, I think it's a good bet to play it down again. But if you're bull, I need price to stay above the 147.90 level. Then I'd be targeting 158.29. You do have some supply overhead right at 160, and then above the upper value area 169.72, you got some up here. This is almost Apple returning back to its highs. I think that's a dream right now. But so in a bear scenario, I want to see this 145, 144.85 get taken out, target 140.70, target 136.29, lose the dark pool print 135.43, and then down to 131.22, and then you take out this 129.04, and we looked at this on a larger time frame, and our next major area of supply would be 124.46. So that would be my target for Apple. All right, guys. Well, if you saw, I did start a new mentorship program. If you're interested, join the Discord. You can DM me. We can talk about it. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later.